Hello everyone and welcome to 5 Minutes for Soul, your Vitamin S, with me, Nikhil. Here, we try to inspire ourselves to look inward and get away from the chaos around us. Be alone with our thoughts at least for a few minutes in a week. Why we should do it and how does it help us? Please listen to the episode 1 of this season to know more about that. We are in season 1 and in it, we draw our inspiration from insightful, inspiring quotes and beautiful pictures, then reflect and ruminate on them for about 5 minutes. And hopefully that will help us calm down and improve our optimism level. Alright, so let's get started. The worst thing you can do is do nothing. An average human being makes about 35,000 decisions every day. It's true. Do a little Google search to verify and you will be astonished that this is the correct number. Of course, doing that you would have made a few decisions of your own. Whether to believe this number and should you actually search or not. And you might also be looking at this outlandish number and decide not to continue listening to me. In that case, let me make it easier on you. Here is the screenshot of the actual Google search. And now, if you have decided to continue with this post, let me tell you that many of these decisions are pretty trivial. Example, whether to take stairs or an elevator, whether to use spoon versus a fork. And while we do take them, we do it instinctively. But there are some decisions that take a lot of time. That's because decisions have consequences, some small and some pretty big. That sometimes then puts us in a state of limbo because we worry about the consequences. This has happened to me many times, and more often than not, when the decision is inevitable, I have found that taking a decision is always better than sitting on it, and these are my reasons. 1. I'm anxious till I decide one way or the other, and however long I wait, I could still make a wrong decision. 2. If I took the right decision, well, I'm happy. And 3. If I took the wrong decision, I learned something, and for the really important ones, I have time to fix them or correct them. And that is not to say that we should not do due diligence before making a decision which is of a binary nature. For example, whether to buy a particular house, whether or not to marry a person. In fact, this advice is after you have done all the research that there is to it for making a particular decision. And what I've also found out is that even after you have done all the research and still find it difficult to decide, maybe it's not something you want to do after all. So for example, if you are fighting with yourself whether your next phone has to be an iPhone or an Android, even after considering the pros and cons for months, maybe you should continue using your current phone because had the decision being so important, urgent and inevitable, you would have already taken it. I'm sure you have many more such experiences of your own. The quote we started this post with today is attributed to Teddy or Theodore Roosevelt. He became the President of the United States at the age of 42 and still holds the record of being the youngest president ever. His efforts to end the Russia-Japan War won him the Nobel Peace Prize. One quite interesting thing about him, in 1912, on his way to give a speech, he was shot and the bullet went through his eyeglass case and a folded copy of his speech before getting stuck in his chest muscle where it remained forever. Teddy did give a 90-minute speech after that before seeking medical assistance, and the doctor decided to keep the bullet inside, citing that it was more dangerous to remove it. Isn't it interesting? But did Mr. Roosevelt take the decision without thinking? He did not. He was a hunter and an anatomist himself. He knew that if he was not coughing blood, then the bullet had not reached his lungs, so he decided to continue with his speech. Amusing, right? I think he must be glad that his doctor decided to do nothing and leave the bullet in. And as always, the picture behind the quote. Well, That's an excavator doing nothing. Notice the body language. Does it appear to be relaxed? Or does it appear to have given up? Remember, in a moment of decision, the worst thing you can do is do nothing. And let me leave you with a question. What decisions you are sitting on right now? Alright, I'm sure this has set off some thoughts and experiences of your own. Let them guide you into your own soul. As always, thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share this video or podcast with your friends and family who need their vitamin S. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, please let me know in comments if I made a mistake because I'm always learning. And please check out our other episodes on YouTube, Facebook, or your favorite podcast app. You can read the script in a blog format and download the quote and the picture free from 5minutesforsoul.com. Also, please like us on Facebook, links are in the description. Signing off for now, take care, drive safe, and have a good one.